Hello, everybody. How are you? And welcome to Spiritually Raw. And as always, we hope you woke to the most miracle morning and are also having the most fortunate day today. So, this is a topic that is very, very dear and near and near and dear to everybody's hearts.
Of course. Who doesn't love animals?
It's our angels, our spirit guides, the ones that keep us safe, the ones that absorb emotional shock from us. However, you want to describe it, they're here to help us on our journey called life. So, we as pet parents, do our best to be able to figure out how to help them have a great existence in their lifetime. So that's where our dear guest Anita is here today, which April's going to tell you about in just a minute. I want to thank you all for hanging out with us as you always do. All our links will be in the description below for you to check out how to stay connected with us and to make sure that you are getting the best information you need. Anita's information will be there below. And what else am I missing?
Please do take a quick second from wherever you're watching this video. Please hit the like button, the share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to check out Anita's Facebook page. All the links will be in the show description. And okay, so we are welcoming Anita Melograna. She's an equestrian, a certified cellular health coach, and she's also a redox educator. And we are so blessed to have her presence and her knowledge with us today, because I know there are a lot of animal lovers out there, and we've been hearing, and I've been getting a lot of testimonials about how this is helping pet parents with their little furry animals of all sorts. And I saw on one of your videos how you were administering it to one of your horses via the spray, and the horse was lapping it up like you would spray. It was like lapping it up. So I think it would be great if you kind of share your
little
back.
spray bottle.
Spray bottle.
Exactly.
Okay. Oops. I dropped my Renault. Can't do without that. So, my background really is I used to race thoroughbred racehorses. I also had a computer network company I didn't have the company for 30 years, but I was in that business for over 30 years. I'm 71 years old.
Wow.
I feel like I'm 50, sometimes 40. Yeah, I'm 71. Yeah. And I'll just tell you just kind of how I got into this, because my brother's a urologist and anti-aging specialist, and he was suffering with inoperable disc in his back. And he had a real miracle. I mean, we've seen so many miracles, but he got out of bed one day and had no more issues and brought it to me because he knew I had the same problems. Long story short, I had given up my horses 20 years before that, was taking Tylenol, Aleve, Tramadol, got off them in 3 days, and I'm getting goosebumps. And if I cry, I'm sorry, but it's really moving. How it's changed my life. So about a year later, got another horse. I had thought I'd never get on a horse again. And I was about 69 years old, and I got back on a young horse with a lot of spunk. And her name is I'm a Powerful Chick, and that's what she looks like. She's the Palomino in your little thing you put up. And so I decided that all the other things that I did with my life weren't as important as helping people and their animals. And of course, I'm more fond of animals than I am most people. But I really felt that this was my mission in life, was to, I think the animals I have are in my care. The one that you can see behind me in the picture is a 27-year-old rescue. She was in a kill pen. She was an Egyptian Arabian racehorse, and the beautiful white horse. And she moves like the wind. She's beautiful, and no problems. She has absolutely no problems. But one day she did injure herself. I'll tell you her little story. She had caught her fetlock, which is kind of under here on the back of a horse's leg, under a piece of metal where the sliding doors were in my old barn back in Pennsylvania, and ripped the skin right off. It was a big mess. And so I proceeded to wash the wound with ASEA liquid to get the blood off. Then I packed it with our topical gel. And I called the vet because I hadn't had a horse for so long. I'm like, well, I don't know if this big flap of skin needs to be cut off, or what's going to happen with it. And I called her. It was a Friday night. She came Saturday morning because I said, it's not an emergency. You can wait till tomorrow. And she comes out and she said, why didn't you call me a week ago? And I said, well, this happened yesterday. And she said, no, it couldn't have. She said, it's at least a week old, maybe 2 weeks old. How come you didn't call me? I said, I'm telling you, it happened last night. And I said, here's the picture. And I gave her the timestamp on the picture. She didn't believe me. It healed beautifully. You can't even see a scar. She was about 25 at the time. And, it's a shame the veterinary community has blocked a lot of our things that are good for animals that we could be using. And to me, it's a tool. So I should have done this from the barn so you could see what I do. But there's a spray bottle and there's ASEA in the barn. I spray their eyes because their eyes get gooky from the flies. I spray the dogs too, by the way. I do the same thing with the dogs. And if there's any kind of a cut, bruise, or anything, I always do the topical. The change in the wound is so quick that you would think it was days before. It just very, very quickly, the skin grows back or whatever has to happen to make it heal. The most recent thing that I did, which is kind of funny, I have a little Australian Shepherd puppy, and we got her fixed about a month ago. And the doctor said, oh, don't get the stitches wet. Yeah, right. Well, I kept putting this on. Okay. And knowing that it would never hurt her. And I brought her back 2 weeks later to get the stitches out. And his comment was, again, this is his comment, it almost healed too fast. I can barely get the stitches out. Okay. Wow. And you know what? I didn't tell him about it. He doesn't know me. It's the first time I ever came to this vet for anything. I do find that they have to have a bit of a relationship and trust you that, hey, you really know what you're doing before you start, spitting up on people. And, I try not to do that. Although, I'm so excited that I want to tell people. I moved to Ocala, and I'm hoping that the horse community here will start embracing this, because I know people who use it because there's a athletic advantage to taking ASEA, the liquid. I'm hoping that these people realize that their horses can benefit from that. So in my barn, I do have a whole box of syringes in case I need to do a rectal. That's the best way to get it in a horse. It gets to their organs faster than it's trying to get it into their mouth, which usually has hay or grain or grass or something in it. And, they do like it, though. The funny part is the animals really like it. My dog eats this, the big dog. He actually eats the stuff.
He likes that?
He'd rather that than putting it on him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. If I call him in here, I could probably get him to I'll say, Zeus, renew. And he comes. I shut the door because I didn't want him to start barking. But,
oh my God.
Wow. I mean, it's, I've used it for so many things.
Yeah, I got you. So I want to tell everybody real quick. I know this is such an important topic with everybody. If we happen to lose Anita's picture, it's because there's storms. So we'll try to keep her audio on. So do try to get stay tuned on this, because if you do lose her picture, no conspiracy. It's not a deep state. It's literally she's going through a storm. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
It's Florida. Yeah, welcome to Florida.
Exactly. So Anita, what you're saying then is that the veterinarian world is blocking a lot of the natural medicine for animals.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they are.
Same as the right.
They have taken exactly. They've taken products away from the community because they don't make any money, and they don't. It's just like a regular MD. Okay, my brother uses this analogy all the time. He said, "Look, a doctor will talk about what a doctor knows, what he went to school for. He will talk about, surgery, drugs, and, all the regular tools that they have. They don't know about other tools, most of them. The reason he learned is because he tried to keep my mother, who, by the way, passed a year ago, which is why I ended up moving, at 99, and no one had lived that long. And he had learned about bioidentical hormones. Yeah, and if you saw her picture, you think she's like 70. but he had learned about things that would keep his mother healthy because he knew that our family did not have good genes. I laugh when people go, "Oh, you just have good genes." No, we don't. Okay. We have heart problems. We have sciatica problems. We have back problems. We play too many sports and we get injured like me. We're active. Okay. And yes, we try to eat right. We try to do the right things, but he got involved in holistic things because he wanted his mother to live a long time. And
Aw.
he had her on bioidentical hormones for probably 30 years before um, before we got her on the SIA. So at 91, she got on the SIA and broke her hip at 96. I'll just tell you this real quick. Was back in her independent apartment 3 weeks later after hip replacement at 96. And the doctor said, people die at that age getting this operation. They just couldn't believe it. But she lived well and independently till she was 99. So we want to do that for animals, right? We want to keep them as long as we can. And,
So,
I believe in the same things like nutrition, hydration. Go ahead.
what do you so from your experience of going through this, and I know it's hard to quantify, but have you gotten some sort of gauge, just like how long that you're seeing that this is extending maybe, or giving an animal's life than normal?
I don't think I can answer that. And I think you have to think about, where did the animal start? What was its health before, let's say it's 12 years old. What has been its health for 12 years? All of a sudden, you start giving it something and maybe it lasts another year or two. I know with my mother, it was another 8 years. I mean, that's pretty easy to quantify because I know our history. Right. But with an animal, I don't know. But I can tell you, I have a 27-year-old horse that has no problems.
Oh, that's incredible.
Not a single problem.
Would you take Anita?
That's amazing.
So should the animals? Wow, it's such a blessing to have you here. Thanks a lot. Would the animals?
Sure.
Do you take it the same way like we take it? Should you give it to them only if there's an issue, or should you give it to them in maintenance like how we take it?
Okay. Yeah, you absolutely in maintenance. And you think, well, a horse, and horses and dogs are probably more my expertise. With a horse, you think I have to give it a whole bottle a day. This gigantic animal, but most of the animal is made up of muscle and bones. So you want to work on its organs, and so that's why rectally is a maintenance dose is more like 4 to 8 ounces, just like a person. They assimilate the product better than we do. And they also know, the video that you were referring to, April, was my horse wanting to put it in her mouth. I was spraying her nose because it was all sunburned, and I sprayed her eyes, and she's opening her mouth because she wants to eat it. But they know that it's good for them. And but no metal bowls for dogs. I mean, you don't want to put it in metal. You don't want it to turn back to salt water. It's plastic, ceramic, whatever, glass. But that's basically my recommendation. And yes, if you want to keep your animal healthy, you do a maintenance dose.
You do a maintenance dose. So like, would you do like for a dog then? Would you maybe use like a syringe or something like that, and just like
Yes.
that?
Either a syringe or put it in a bowl, but again, not a metal bowl. So my trick with our dogs, the trick with my dogs was in the beginning, they didn't want to drink it. But if I let them out to play or took them for a walk or something, I would pick their water up, and then I'd put a fresh bowl of ASEA down in something, glass or ceramic, and believe me, they would lap it right up. If they're not thirsty, it might sit there, okay?
Right.
But if you hand it to them when they're thirsty, then believe me, they will lap it up. And you don't need to give a dog. It's not based on weight, so even if it's a 100-pound dog, you don't need to give it 8 ounces a day. I mean, 2 to 3 might be sufficient for maintenance. You play with it just like a human.
Would you do the same? Sorry, go ahead.
I thank you for letting us know about the metal bowl. Our dogs have metal bowls, so I will make sure to get ceramic immediately.
Do you do it twice
glass,
a day?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do it twice a day? Like
you can. I mean, I don't. I just do it in the morning, but just because I know their habits and their
Gotcha.
what we do with them every day.
Why did they put your beautiful horse in a kill shelter to begin with? What happened?
Well, she was an Egyptian Arabian racehorse, She ran a couple races and earned a little bit of money, but not enough to continue taking care of her. And unfortunately, people dump their animals on either shelters or kill shelters or some, they just get rid of them. And she was pretty skinny, but very sweet. I mean, just has a sweet disposition. And we looked up her. We found that she was tattooed. We didn't even know really her history, but we found she was tattooed when we had the dentist out. And we went back and found her history, and she'd had 3 babies, and they just dumped her, and it happens all the time. I mean, it's really sad. Yeah.
It's awful.
So half my animals are rescues here.
What do you mean they tattooed
That's
her?
kind of
Are
my
you
rule.
saying- That's a beautiful.
Well, because she was racing. So, well, when
Do they
when a horse races, they tattoo them.
I got like almost like a branding, right?
Yes, but it's under their lip. It's
Under
under their lip, so you got to lift their lip up to see it. Yeah.
Something must
So
be awful.
thoroughbred or Arabian.
wow.
Yeah.
I
So that's how we figured out who she was.
A good question here, if you can help enlighten us on this, is
Sure.
if I have fillings in
Yes,
my
you can
mouth.
still switch it.
Yes, you can. Okay,
Mhm.
there you go.
Yes, you
Quick
can.
question.
That small amount of time is not going to interfere with the metal in your mouth. Now, is the metal in your mouth good for you? No. I have gone through, getting any metal fillings, old fillings out of my mouth. I think I have 1 left. But I mean, I want to get rid of them. They're
Yeah.
not good for you anyway.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't even have them there. Hey, so
Ellen Jay wants to know. I've been here for 10 minutes and still no idea what you guys are talking about.
rewind the damn show, Ellen.
We are talking about
Let's see.
the elixir of the gods. It is, from our opinion, the greatest breakthrough in cellular healing technology in our lifetime. Anita, what do you think about that?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I got my life back. I've helped many people get their life back. We can't say it cures anything because it's a supplement, but does it help restore the body? It's what God intended. And it just helps our body do it better and faster. And to me, the more you drink the liquid, if Jay, maybe you want to hold up a bottle, my bottle's up there.
We're running
But oh, there you go, puppy. The key is to drink more, like if you're in crisis. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Aw, that's cute. That's cute.
We were on a plane and we drank we don't fly, but we went on a plane and crossed time zones and then the whole not sleeping and all that stuff. So we just drank a lot more of this, and we didn't get the effects of the plane trip when we got back to Florida and everything like this.
Yeah.
All right, so
Now,
this is
the gel, for those of you that are just tuning in. This is the gel that Anita put on her prized horse and healed her up lickety split quick, so quick that the doctor couldn't believe that it had happened the day before the injury. And this is literally the elixir of the gods right here in this blue bottle. Wouldn't live without it.
So, we've been coming on here talking so much about this over the last several months about how this is affecting us as the human species or whatever people call us anymore. But then we don't talk much about the ones, give us a little break here, our loved ones. So this is now, again, we're really, for those of you just tuning in, this is Anita. So she's helping us talk about how this has really been an incredible benefit for, our animals, our loved ones there. You know what I mean? Horses, dogs, cats. I mean, everything. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool how it works like that. And with the animals, when they eat, is it kind of like the same as humans? Like, don't mix it with their stuff, or does it matter for them?
Oh, don't mix it. No, don't mix it. Absolutely don't mix it. You don't want it to work on the food. You want it to work on your body. And they won't be able to hold it in their mouth and swish it around and hold it there for 30 seconds. But remember, I said they metabolize it faster and better than we do. I don't know why, but they do. There's no filter. Like when my brother, the doctor, started taking this, all he could think is, it's not going to do anything. I wasted my money. I'll never talk to Dr. Silverman again. And, that was his mindset. And so when he got up and things changed, he was quite shocked. And Roxanne, just an FYI, I spray my eyes too. I mean, I spray the animals, but my pressure of my eyes went from 17 and 18 to 12 and 12. Took about a year and a half, but we were spraying our skin because we didn't have the topical. And so we were just spraying our skin and our eyes, and my eyes actually got better. So, improved dramatically. The doctor argued with me again. They all argue with you. Well, you didn't tell us you're on some drug for your eyes for your potential glaucoma. And I said, I'm not on anything. I'm spraying my eyes. So, yeah, it kind of stumps them, but it's kind of fun.
Let me ask you something here. How do you, because you've been doing this for a while with ASEA and really been getting the message out with not only the pets, but, for humans, if you would. How do you, when you look at life today, how do you take a look at it as like, we have the scientific breakthrough of our lifetime. How do you process that thought? You know what I mean? Like this is it. This is the missing link. This is the secret. How do you we're actually there with it? Like, how do you process it?
All right. Well, first of all, let me answer this question. Full strength. You don't need to dilute it. Okay. I'm allergic to penicillin, so it sort of kind of wakes me up when I think about something that is as powerful an invention as penicillin. But the way I describe ASEA is it's bioidentical to what you had in your body when you were 10, before puberty. That's how I describe it. You want to replenish that or not? Okay, simple. And there's a lot of other good analogies, but that's how I explain it. And you know what? Some people won't understand it, and you have to give a little more explanation. But I don't question it at all. I mean, I feel that. See, I think that if my brother had not, and by the way, you wouldn't know about it if my brother hadn't had a miracle, okay? Because Dr. Milligrana told me, I told somebody, they signed up Lynn Matthews and Danielle, who had, with you're in their group, you're in our group. You wouldn't know about it if my brother had not had a miracle, and it gives me goosebumps, okay?
Wow.
He got up because if he hadn't had, we didn't know that a month was too soon. We didn't know that then. That was 10, 11 years ago. So we had no idea that, some time might be needed. He completely was skeptical. He had tried everything in the world. Surgery was not an option for him. And at 63 years old, he was filling out disability papers, but he was also not really open-minded, but just open-minded enough that he didn't want to waste it, right? He came to the door and he said, okay, I'll drink it. And if he got out of bed. So the other thing that made him really realize that this was a miracle, and that's just the word I choose to use, is I had shattered my wrist. And in a week, the ulna was completely healed. In 3 weeks more, 4 weeks total, my wrist was completely mended back together. And the doctor said I healed like I was 10. Now I upped my dose because I was in crisis. Okay. Mm-hmm. And my brother and I looked at each other and we said, we have to tell people. We can't not tell people. Now, granted, we had told our family, but to take a doctor who's Western trained and say, hey, I'm gonna stick my neck out here, because they don't like that kind of thing if you're just a Western trained doctor. I mean, if you're a naturopath or something else, that's different. But he had to stick his neck out and do it. And he does. He continues to do it. We have meetings in Ormond Beach about once a month at his office. And he's very proud to tell people about this. But
that's excellent. Does he still work as a traditional doctor as well, and he incorporates this, or has he shifted into?
Oh, he does. No, he's still traditional doctor, and he is 73. He does, like on a Friday, he does 20 surgeries. The doctors that are like 10, 12 years younger than him do 3 to 5 in a day. Wow. He does 20, 15 to 20. Okay. He whips circles around them. Yeah.
So for those of you that are tuning in, if you're just tuning in real quick.
I'm sorry.
For those that are just tuning in, Anita is 71. If you can believe that, it's incredible. Wow.
I'm almost 72. February, I'll be 72. Yeah.
Incredible.
That is incredible. You know, I tell you, the stamina that you get from this, the endurance you get is just off the charts. I noticed that too. It's like I shock myself at my ability to be able to, you know, whether it's like, you know, 8 in the morning or like what close to midnight or whatever. My ability is the same. You know what I mean? I don't get those fry out, I'm burned out or anything like that. You know, you're just and it's all pure natural energy, which is amazing.
Well, and what's interesting, I think one of the biggest long-term effects of ASEA is that my memory is ridiculously good. Okay. Now, the reason it sort of comes up is my brother, the doctor, he'll say to me, gee, you know, I saw an old patient, I hadn't seen him for 2 years, and he walks in and I started telling him about everything I did 2 years ago. And the old doctor wouldn't even remember his name. Okay. So the patient will say to him, Dr. Melograna, did you pull my chart? Oh, no, I didn't pull it yet. I'll get it. I'll go get it. He's like, you word for word described everything that happened 2 years ago. How did you do that? And so we know our memory, it just a crazy, crosses the blood-brain barrier, but it's that to me is one of the biggest long-term benefits that I have had. I wish I could tell you that my animals have had memory, improvements, but of course we don't know that. But if that kind of thing happens to us,
what do you think is
amazing?
So do you think of it from the perspective of something's being healed, or do you think of it from the perspective of something's being opened up that's been locked within us? Like how did you perceive it?
I think it's both. And I think mentally it does help to have a positive attitude and good intention and good vibration. There are people that are too close-minded, and I say, and I wish them to open their mind, but you can't make them. So I find that it's really people who want to be well and not own their disease or their problem that are open to this. And there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of people looking for this.
We have a link scrolling, everybody, so you can contact them. We recommend you call the phone number on there because the site, anyway.
We want to make sure you have a great experience.
So, we want to make sure you have a great experience when you do order, and we'll set with you. But if you've got loved ones and you're putting all that love and energy into keeping them there, and that's pretty cool, though. A lot of people just think of like they react to something that happens where it's like, okay, something happened, let me do this. But the value of putting your loved one on a maintenance, is so you don't have those issues coming on. We don't think like that a lot of times. We just think of reacting, doing something to fix them, where they need maintenance like we do. So
what else? Something that I love.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, I love that you referred to it as bioidentical to what we had when we were younger. And when you start to turn that corner, that 50 corner, and your hormones start like going like every which way, like not how they've normally ever been. A lot of women can relate to the terminology bioidentical hormone replacement. So this is a phenomenal. I love that you said that because I had a very difficult time making that transition. It took a long time to balance it took forever actually until I got on this to really balance my hormones out. I just turned 50 in July and 55 in July. And I tried everything known to man. I didn't do the bioidentical hormone replacement, but it was on my list. It was like the next I was going to try to help balance out my hormones because they went haywire. Thank God. There's believe me. I'll let you know.
It's an assist. It's an assist to your body, right? It's an assist.
Yes.
That's how I look at it. And so it's going to be the same assist for any pet that you have. And, I literally have this out in the barn, it's always out there.
I love that. I
didn't have any computer connection out there, so I thought I'd better do it from here.
Do you
have any other question?
Real quick, I just have a thought. Catherine Edwards, I know she's on the stream here. She said something that makes the most logical sense with animals, that animals don't have the placebo effect. So they don't have that issue of, oh, it's not going to work for me, is it? Or have some
That
kind
doesn't
of,
work.
they don't have a mental block whether if it's going to work or not work.
Exactly.
So they are really
Yeah, and that was my point. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love.
Yeah, they can't decide or have a negative thought about it. So all they know is you're doing something and or giving them something, and that's and by the way, before I came down here, I had a 25-year-old cat. He wasn't the oldest cat in the world, but he was getting there. And just as we were moving down here, he got to the point where he couldn't jump up on the chair and jump up on me, but he drank ASEA for years. And I mean, no health issues. I never gave the cat a vaccine. Its initial vaccines when it was born and fixed, but then again, and it was a rescue. But 25 years, absolutely not a cold, not an issue. Nothing happened to it. And we did decide to leave it there, but that's just because it was just getting to that point.
Anita, I just want to clarify, because I know everybody's starting to ask here again, that just tuning in, we are here with Anita. She is sharing with us the benefits of ASEA for our loved ones. We know you've been hearing about the benefits of ASEA for us, for our loved ones, our babies, our cats, our dogs, our horses, and whatever else you got that has a cell. So I wanted to ask you again, just for the people here that are tuning in, we're talking about maintenance, not just reactions for when your animal gets hurt or how this can help them. We're talking about preventative maintenance for them too, if I'm allowed to say that. So again, I want to just revisit this. How much a day, Anita, for the dog? Just would you say like 2 ounces, 2 to 4 ounces once a day, and just
about 2. Yeah, if they're not starting out with issues and they're healthy, 2 ounces is enough. And it's not by weight. You think, oh, geez, it's a 120-pound dog, I got to give it twice as much. No, it's the being. Okay. So like, as I said before, the horse, 4 to 8 ounces of a maintenance dose for a horse, even though they're 1,200 to 1,500 pounds, is fine. You want to up that if there's issues. Yeah, I didn't let mine in, or they'd be doing that. But so 4 to 8 would be a horse, just because their organs are bigger. But and an athletic, so a horse that's working out or racing, you're going to give that a dose like a human, which would be 8 to 16 ounces a day. Okay, and people have to play with it and see how they do. But before workout, after workout, same thing with a horse. You're going to give it more days that it's going to breeze or race or the heavy workout type thing. If it's sitting in its stall or pasture today, no, it just needs a maintenance dose.
What do you think? Cats, same
thing? It depends how active they are.
Yeah.
I gave my cat about an ounce. I gave him like an ounce. Yeah. I mean, he was this big. He wasn't real big. But that seemed to be fine for him. Again, it doesn't mean every single animal that's the exact dose. But if it's a small cat, an ounce should be fine to keep it in maintenance. You can always up it.
It's pretty extreme.
And the other thing, you can put the topical on top of the organs of an animal, just like we do us, right? So we put this on our vagus nerve, carotid artery, down to our thyroid, all right, for people. Well, same thing with animals. You can, if the dog doesn't have gigantic long hair, and it's all going to get in the hair, going to get on the skin, you can put this on organs and help keep the animal healthy as well with a Renew. It's it absorbs into the organs of the animal. So I do that sometimes.
The fact that your cat lived 25 years is amazing. We love our animals so much. They are part of our family. They are our life. And we will literally do anything for them. And if there's ever the possibility to extend their life, we're all about it. And 25 years for a cat is almost unheard of.
They can live younger,
That's
longer
incredible.
too. They can live younger, longer also.
Exactly.
Too, which is
absolutely. Well, and the
Yeah.
quality of its life was also important. It's not just stretching it out so they're miserable, but to have good quality is, just as important.
So if you are taking a
Mhm.
seat, if you're not, number one, if you're
Okay.
not taking a seat for yourself, go and connect with us so we can help you get set up. If you are taking a seat and you have pets,
Yeah.
get them on the regimen with you. It's good karma. You have the responsibility of taking care of a pet. So do the karmic thing and have them live younger, longer with you.
Mhm.
Yes? Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree anymore
You know what I
with
mean?
that.
For real. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a,
Yes. And it's funny. I've had people who won't spend the money on themselves, but will spend it on their animal first. And when they see that their animal has improved or overcome something or doing better, they will start taking it. Okay. I mean, it's just funny how people will, oh, anything for the dog, but they don't take care of themselves,
not like they can open the door themselves or, do whatever. They need some help. And if we can,
Yeah.
we have chosen to,
If we
Help them
can
out.
make
Yep.
our animals' life a better and longer existence as pet parents, that is our responsibility to do whatever we can possibly do to better their life because they better our life.
100%.
And
Anita, we want to thank you for hanging out with us. We want to thank you for your service and
Oh,
dedication
absolutely.
to really just helping.
Absolutely. Thank
You
you,
know what I mean?
guys.
Help us have a better existence. Stay cool with the storm there. It is Florida, so we're in that type of year, right? But again, everybody,
Yeah.
if you'd like to find
Yep.
more information about Anita, her links will be in the description below to find out her works and how she can possibly help you in your journey in your life. And again, make sure everybody, we really feel that we have found the most scientific and spiritual breakthrough of our lifetime. So if you have not given it a go yet, you're absolutely insane. Go rush, give it a go. Do it for yourself. Do it for the ones that rely on you the most.
there's got to be something
Yeah.
to it. Your mother lived to 99. Anita's 71. Jay is 51. I'm 55. Anita's cat lived to 25 years old. There is something to
Yeah.
this miraculous discovery.
Just saying.
It's here right now. It's in a blue bottle.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us as you always do. We hope you found this much value as we did today. Our soul sister Anita, God bless you. You look fantastic, and we continually hope that.
God bless you too, guys.
Yeah.
Much love.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.